500. The committee has released the names of the construction management firms it will interview in the next few days. This morning, Construction Control Corporation with Representative Al Dickens is on the list to make a presentation before the school committee about how it would most effective handle the school system's future construction projects. The school is considering hiring a construction management firm in order to proceed with the most effective building program for the school in the future. Finance and Facilities Director Bill Troutman says in the past, school officials have been doing a great job handling construction needs. However, foreseeable needs in the future for construction that school administrators are not qualified to handle merit the hiring of someone who can meet those needs for the school and guide the construction program as a whole. Next Monday, the committee is scheduled to interview Peterson and Associates, and then on Wednesday, GKM Associates. I'm Thomas Vick for WGBR News.
This weekend doesn't look like it's going to be a complete washout, but we will see scattered showers and thunderstorms each day. The forecast for this afternoon, partly cloudy, hazy, hot and humid, with a few late afternoon thunderstorms possible. The best possibilities are going to be south of the Triangle. High temperatures 88 to 93. Fair to partly cloudy tonight, a low temperature of 66 to 71. And then for Saturday, we'll see a mixture of clouds and sun coming in by midday with scattered late afternoon thunderstorms and a high temperature of 86 to 90. I'm meteorologist George Bridgers in the Weather Center.
Open Line Friday, Rush Limbaugh, the Excellence in Broadcasting Network. Our phone number is 800-282-2882. This is where callers have greater leeway in choosing the things we discuss. It's a cellular call from Ontario, Oregon. Up next, hello, Tom. I'm glad you called.
Thank you, Rush. Giga Dittos from Ontario via Centerville, Utah.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Hey, about this whole tobacco thing with Mr. Clinton. This is just a bunch of hogwash. I mean, why didn't he do it, first of all, 4 years ago when he first got into office? Is it just because the drug numbers are up so high now that he does want to deflect it?
Well, this is one of the theories that's been running around, that this is designed to camouflage the really bad news that exists on the hard drug front. I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I really question whether Clinton would have done this at all had it not been for Dole getting sidetracked on whether nicotine's addictive or not. I think they see an opening and they just go for it. And they've got Dole on the defensive, and this keeps the question coming at Dole about tobacco, which he would rather not get. Look, you're on the right track. You must ask yourself this question about every Clinton position. What's the political calculation? Because that's what they do before they take a position on anything. The political calculation. To say that Bill Clinton cares about children smoking, he may care a lot of it. That's not what's driving this. If this didn't have, as far as their analysis is concerned, any political advantage to it, they'd have dropped it. They'd have gone on to something else to make a big deal about.
Well, Rush, now that he's classified it as a drug, and he's a sub-classification, I guess, as a drug delivery system, are they going to start passing out cigarettes along with the syringes at all these drug rehab places?
Yes, because it is an addiction, and we must be kind and tolerant and understanding of these poor things.
I think
and
so.
we got to make sure that we give cigarettes that are clean, cigarettes that are pure, cigarettes that are made without any poisonous additives to them that could otherwise damage these poor victims.
They might be picking up used butts on the ground and trying to roll those.
Absolutely right, because if you're addicted, you're addicted. You got to have it when you got to have it. And if you don't have it and you see a butt on the ground, you may just sit there and I want that butt. You go down and get that butt. You like that butt. Who knows where that butt's been?
Hepatitis, all kinds of things. They've got to start passing them out with the syringes.
I think so, too. Why stop there? Pass them out with condoms in schools.
Well, that's a foregone conclusion.
If people are going to do this anyway, we've got to, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to teach them to do it correctly. Yeah, it would be interesting. That's our take with premarital sex and condoms. Kids are going to do it anyway. We can't stop them. So let's teach them how to do it right and how to do it safely. So we pass out condoms, which in a nutshell just ends up encouraging the activity that we all know is wrong. It sanctions, it authorizes, and encourages the activity. because nobody's willing to condemn it. Well, it is my contention, and I made this point yesterday, and we did it, and if you didn't hear it, I'll repeat it very quickly. We had the story from Stillwater, Oklahoma, of the cop who came out of his bedroom late at night, saw a young man making love to his daughter. The cop said, "I'm not standing for this," and got up and slapped the kid. And now he's been docked some pay, and he's been demoted, and everybody is on his side. He did the right, honorable thing, and so forth. But would he have done that? Would he have slapped the kid if he walked out and saw the kid and his daughter smoking a cigarette? No. So the question is, which is worse for children, premarital sex or smoking cigarettes? And obviously, you can have more devastating, immediate impact from premarital sex. And yet we're out there encouraging that by giving out condoms and talking about how we can't stop kids from doing it. With cigarettes, for some reason, that's horrible, that's intolerable, we're not going to stand for that. They're going to get stopped, they're not going to be allowed to do it, we're going to put vending machines where they can't get them, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I think that's the wrong way. The caller is right, my friends. We need to understand that kids are going to smoke anyway. The more you tell them they can't, the more they're going to want to. So we must pass out safe cigarettes. We must have safe vending machines. We must have proper instruction on how to smoke, and every smoker should get a brand new, never smoked before cigarette. Freshly made, quality control, so that no contaminants. We don't want disease being spread by these addicted kids, as I say, searching the grounds for discarded butts. Because you never know when you pick up somebody else's butt what you're going to get. It's just not good. It's a good point. I'm glad the guy called. Tom, thank you. A cellular call from Manhattan. This is Irv. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
First thing, let me wish you happy anniversary, 8th anniversary. I didn't get a chance to do that.
Thank you very much.
Secondly, I wish you mega semicolon. That's a new one, I think, for you. Semicolon is something that asks you to listen and then pause to make sure that what you said or heard is real. And the reason I called was I really think that the Republican convention has been something that you discussed about a year ago, and that is symbolism over substance. I think Colin Powell on the platform, but very few blacks in the audience. 3 ladies who are pro-choice on the platform, but hearing from absolutely nobody who is pro-life. Having Senator Dole say he hasn't even read the platform, who cares about it, when you have what is most probably one of the most conservative platforms the Republican Party has ever had. Somehow or other, I think there are 2 lives going on within the party. And yes, I think it's very important to make it look like there is no dissension going on. Those 3 young ladies who were on the platform were interviewed on cable and other channels and spoke about the fact, oh, it's okay now because it's in the platform because we talked about it, but that's enough to keep us quiet.
Well, Irv, let me ask you a question here.
Sure.
Since you had Colin Powell, you had J.C. Watts, and they both had speaking positions, and they both got rousing standing ovations.
True, and let me tell you about Watts, though. Watts is a very interesting individual. I would like to ask Watts if he would have gotten where he is without affirmative action and a lot of other programs that he benefited from or people in his group did that he is now against.
Now, wait, you can change the subject in just a second, but
sure.
I want to address your first claim. By the way, J.C. Watts, I don't think there was any affirmative action at the University of Oklahoma on the football team. There seldom has been. That's purely merit-based, and he was the quarterback. Now, as to the first point you made, let me just ask some questions. You got J.C. Watts, rousing stem wind of a speech, got a standing O. Colin Powell, ditto. And you had these 3 women that you mentioned. I think you probably talked about Christy Todd Whitman, Kate Bailey Hutchison, and Susan Molinari.
Correct.
And they gave rousing standing ovations. Now, for the longest time, liberals have been saying the Republican Party is too white, it's too male, it's too exclusive. So the Republican Party says, no, we're not, and here's evidence. And they bring forth Colin Powell, who said, I'm a Republican, and here's why. He defined it, got a standing O. And guys like you now say it's not good enough. Now, Republicans can't win. You say, show us more blacks, show us more women.
Hey,
wait a minute now.
Good try, bad spin.
No. You're the one that called here to complain about it being symbolism. The Republicans gave you J.C. Watts, they gave you Colin Powell and the three women, and you call up and say, no, that's not good enough. So you demand it, then when you get it, you say it's phony. Now, if the rest of American liberals are like you, then I would maintain that you really are... Oh.
I'm not a liberal, and I think it's unfair for you to categorize comments based upon it, and you've already hung up on me, so it doesn't matter.
I've not hung up on you.
Oh, okay. Just
See, now there
much.
you go
Right.
again.
I
do
I'm
not
a liberal,
hang
number one.
up on
Number
people.
two,
Well, you
why don't
sound like
just
one.
say Democrats. Democrats are saying what I'm saying. What you do is you use
Same
the word
difference.
liberal as
No.
if it is a whip.
No,
it's
no.
wrong.
Wait a minute,
there are
Irv.
many
Irv.
Republicans who
Irv,
feel
let
like
me explain
I do,
it.
and they're not
Irvin.
liberals.
Irvin, I say liberals because not all Democrats are liberals, and I'm trying
And
to
not
be
all
fair.
Republicans are conservatives.
Precisely, which is why I say conservatives. Now, I don't say Republicans when I mean every conservative, and I don't say Democrat when I mean every liberal, because some Democrats are conservatives. Ask the ones who voted for Ronald Reagan. All I've done is address what you said. But you Democrats...
Who made the word liberal pejorative in this country.
I'm proud to have done it.
For that.
I'm proud to have done
However,
that. I'm proud to say that I agree with you.
It is misused totally. There
Yeah.
are people who feel and think about certain things that are thought about the same way by Republicans, but when you say that liberals think that way, it gives it a spin that it's automatically bad, it's automatically
Well, Irv,
pejorative,
why don't
and
the
that's
liberals?
wrong.
Why don't the liberals stand up and say what you've just said? How come they're afraid to call themselves liberals? Have I frightened every liberal into America so much that they're afraid to admit that they're really liberal and that Limbaugh's wrong about what they are? They're the ones who don't want to admit it. I'm using the name because it
you're
fits.
exaggerating. There are lots of people who still call themselves liberals. I think that there are others who think perhaps that it's not the thing to do at this moment in time. But I'll tell you another thing. I really believe, honestly, that the conservative movement, as you espoused it, is beginning to peak. It is beginning to have reached the acme of where it's gone. I think it has had its effect on the United States. I don't think liberalism will be what liberalism was before you started talking about it. I give you credit for that. But I also think that you have a tendency to put an unfair and typically pejorative, untruthful spin on most things. You take very small things, blow them up into very large things, create stalking horses, and then you slay them and take the credit for it. It's unfair, and I understand that you're not here to demonstrate how great Democrats are. You're there to demonstrate how great conservatives are. But that doesn't mean that you take something
Irv,
which is black and make it look like the middle of the day.
Irv,
Yes,
you know, I am here for the truth. I am here to discover the truth as I find it. I'm not here to make conservatives look good per se, although I am on their team. But I'll tell you something. The original point is exactly. I mean, it's a cliche now. It's out of the handbook. J.C. Watts has been asked this question I don't know how many times about this business of it was all phony that he was on the platform and that Colin Powell was out there. The fact of the matter is that you guys count diversity by people's looks. We count diversity by the different points of view that make up our coalition, and it's just that simple. And so when we go out and try to say, all right, you want more blacks? Here, we'll show you the blacks in our party. And you want more? We show you the women in our party? Here they are. You say, you don't mean it. You can't do that. Can't win with you guys. Cannot win, as evidenced by your call. Quick break. We'll be back with more. Get me some more liberals. We'll be back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
Do you know why Bob Dole's mention of the NEA at the Republican convention brought forth a torrent of boos? Well, it's because this ultra-liberal lobbying group can't point to one substantial academic success among the youths of America. But they can lay claim to indoctrinating your kids about the evils of society, evils like conservatives, big business, and global warming. Well, The September issue of the Limbaugh Letter is my special back-to-school issue, my friends. I've written it so you can inoculate your kids from all this hooey. Then read my conversation with the newly elected Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Read his ideas on peace, on defense, and privatization. Now, folks, this is why I continue to be an optimist. Call 800-457-4141. For $29.95, you get 1 year, 12 issues of the Limbaugh Letter, plus I'll throw in 2 free bonus reports. How to deal with a liberal teacher and the latest liberal craze, inventive spelling. 800-457-4141. Get it before school starts.
This is John Lewis with O'Berry & Lewis Insurance. I would like to thank the many people who have heard my radio ads and call me for assistance with your insurance needs. But some just listen and do nothing. They don't believe there's much difference in the cost for auto and homeowners insurance from one company to the next. But that's not right. It'll take less than 5 minutes to call or come in my office for a home, mobile home, auto, or watercraft insurance quote. This includes jet skis and ATVs. Just give us a try. O'Berry & Lewis Insurance. Call 735-1237 or stop in at 200 East Spruce Street, Goldsboro.
For a complete line of Rheem air conditioning, heating systems, and heat pumps, contact New Hope Heating and Air. Rheem air conditioners are tough and can take years of just about anything. It's easy to get a Rheem unit for your home to replace your inefficient air conditioner or heating system. Just call New Hope Heating and Air, your Rheem dealer, and start enjoying the air of quality you get from a Rheem heating, air conditioning, or heat pump unit. Call New Hope Heating and Air, a CP&L quality heat pump dealer. 778-3804.
Now through the end of August, Colony Gift Shop celebrates their anniversary with store-wide savings of 10 to 70%. It's a wonderful time to buy yarns, needlework kits, collectibles, and hundreds of gift items. There's even a box of assorted books on needlework with values to $5.95 for only 50 cents each. Needlepoint, 20% off. A table of assorted gift items, half price. Save 10 to 70% store-wide now through the end of August during the anniversary sale at Colony Gift Shop. 116 South Center Street, downtown Goldsboro.
Parents, it's back to school time. To make your kids and your school year a lot easier, stop by Computer Pro in Kinston for a top-of-the-line Pentium 75 computer system. This system comes with a large capacity hard drive, 8 megs of RAM, CD-ROM drive, video and sound card, monitor, and more. It also includes Windows 95, Microsoft Works, and your choice over 8 CD-ROM titles, including games and educational software. Call the pros at 919-523-1665. Computer Pro, the professional choice. 125 West Blunt Street, Kinston.
Jeopardy, Rush Limbaugh, the excellence in broadcasting network. I love these guys calling, I'm not liberal, but I'm proud to be. I'm not liberal, but I'm proud. I've single-handedly, apparently, it's just been said, not by me, by the way, by the caller, Irv from Manhattan, I have destroyed the term liberal. So I got another thing to add to the resume. Extremely honored, ladies and gentlemen. Now you know why I'm the most hated media guy in America by the liberals. It's Rush Limbaugh on the EIB Network, 800-282-2882. Waterbury, Connecticut. Joe, you're next. I'm glad you called, sir.
Hi, Rush. I'd like to talk about the SAT.
Yeah.
I noticed that you said that the news reported that the scores are up when they're actually not.
They're not. Yeah, they're up. I mean, they're up like a point, 2 points. I mean, they're in real terms, they're not up at all.
I see. I'd like to explain really what happened with the College Board in April of 1995. And the lowest score you could possibly get on the SAT, even if you put your name on the test and turn it in, is a 400. The highest score you can possibly get is a 1600 if you ace the test.
Wait a second. The SAT scale is 200 to 800. So you get
for each math. That's for the math test, and then there's a score 200, 800 for the verbal as well. You add those together, and it becomes 400 or 16.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. So what they did was they said, well, halfway between 400 and 1600 would be 1,000. So that should be the average score. So they realized the average scores were dropping, and last year they were somewhere around 900. So instead of saying...
No. I mean, you don't know what you're reading. The average score has slipped to around 422 on verbal, 475 on math. Okay, you're adding those and getting 900. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what they did was, instead of saying we've got a problem here to fix, we've got to prepare our students better with reading comprehension and vocabulary skills for the English and geometry and algebra skills for the math, they said, well, what we're going to do is lower our standards. So basically what they did...
Well, they did that, but they didn't say that's what they're going to do. They won't admit that's what they've done now.
Yeah, that's my point, is that it's unfortunate that instead of trying to fix the problem by going to the schools and saying, look, we need to prepare our students better. See, I prepare students for the SAT every year. I teach both English and math. And so instead of saying we need better geometry skills, we need better algebra skills, our students need a better vocabulary, they tried to fix the problem by raising the scores of the test. And that was a mistake.
After the test results are in, what they've done here, folks, is basically added 80 points to the math side and 20 points to the verbal side, for a total of 100, which is moving the score up to the 1,000 that everybody expects.
Exactly.
But they're just giving people 100 points, folks. At the end of the test, everybody gets 100 additional points. It's no more complicated than that. And you say, Rush, how can they do it? They're doing it based on weighting statistical data, ladies and gentlemen. It is not being earned. It does not represent that there is this much more education occurring or learning taking place. They've just added these points. It's kind of like a golfer who can't shoot par, but at the end of the round they subtract whatever he is over par just so he can say he shot par, so he'll feel better about himself, so everybody else will feel better about him. It's no different than what they've done here. Right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. And
so what good is it? And now everybody's out there singing the praises. Albert Shanker and Richard Riley, hey, we're doing better than we've ever done. And don't think for a minute, by the way, that this is coincidental. This happens to be timed on the eve of the Democratic National Convention, where the single largest number of delegates happen to be teachers.
Is that right?
Yes. The NEA and the AFL-CIO make up 1/4 of the delegate population of this convention. Don't think this is just an accidental time release here. This thing is coordinated so that it allows these Democrats to talk about how great a job they've done with education, praise the NEA union members, the AFT union members, American Federation of Teachers, and it's all a bunch of hooey.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you called and said so. I was gonna do the story in the monologue of the next hour, and I know that guys like Irvin Manhattan are gonna say, "Oh, there goes Rush again, fudging the story." But here you are. You prepare people for this test, and you know exactly what they've done.
That's right. That's right. And I was shocked to hear that the scores were being reported as being higher when they actually moved the scores higher themselves and lowered the standard.
Well, why is it? Because the media can figure this out. If I can figure this out, all you got to do is dig deep.
That's
and
right.
You can see why the media can figure this out themselves, but they don't. They just accept what's force-fed them from a fax machine. Someday, the media will find into this, and then at the end of next week, there'll be a little trailer story of, oh, by the way, we thought we should add that the SAT adjustment of 100 points contributed greatly to the scores being average. I mean, think of this, folks. They have to give everybody 100 points just to get them up to average. It's bad out there. And with people out here disingenuously and in an intellectually dishonest way claiming credit for all sorts of success, it's no wonder that this would come from the Clinton administration, where they report gains and there are no gains. They report success where there's no success. They report things that happen which don't happen. And this is really a disservice to you, the parents. You're paying for this education system one way or the other, and it's going south real fast, and they've just issued a report saying it's better than ever, and it isn't. It may be worse than ever, or at least as bad as it's been, and we'll be back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
If you go into a house and the carpets are incredibly spotless, chances are they own one of my vacuum cleaners. Hi, I'm David Orrick. My 8-pound Orrick XL is taking America by storm. People from all across the nation are writing, wondering how a vacuum so light can clean so well. I'll tell you how. My Oric XL has a brush that whirls 6,500 times a minute. That's faster than any other vac you'd consider buying. And my upright rolls right off of thick carpets to bare floors, no adjustments. One lady writes that she actually leaves her Oric out to impress her neighbors, but you don't have to leave it out for people to know you own one. Call 1-800-842-8900 for a free 15-day home trial. There's no obligation, and you also get my Oric portable vac. It's so powerful it can pick up a bowling ball, and it's free. Call 1-800-842-8900 for my free catalog and find out just how good a housekeeper you really are.
Can you believe a Kincaid solid cherry king-size bed for less than $900? Believe it at Jernigan Furniture. A Kincaid solid cherry king-size rice-carved bed, list price $18.90, now only $899. Kincaid solid cherry queen Anne tables are a solid value at $199 to $279. A solid cherry home theater on sale now for only $11.99. Full or queen-size poster bed listing for $1069. It's now only $499. That's less than half price. Matching nightstand only $299. Kincaid's Cherry Mountain Furniture, an incredible selection of solid cherry home furnishings. By the piece or by the room. Save up to 46%. And while you're shopping at Jernigan's Furniture, look for sizzling summer savings on Restonic mattresses, too. From the Crown Royale at only $99 for the twin size to the Legend Collection with prices starting at $199. Ask about Jernigan's in-store credit terms. Jernigan Furniture, 2101 East Ash Street, Goldsboro.
Leith, Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep Eagle, Dodge, Isuzu, where price sells cars. Leith has a brand new 96 Dodge Dakota Sport. Sale price $17,799, just $267 a month. A brand new 96 Isuzu Ombre XS. Sale price $11,995, only $179 a month. Also, Leith has great savings on program cars as well as pre-owned cars and trucks. Leith, Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep Eagle, Dodge, Isuzu, Highway 70 West Goldsboro, all price plus NC sales tax tags at $178 dock fee.
Hi, this is Jim Bohannon, hoping you can join us every weeknight from 10 p.m. till 1 a.m. as we talk with some of the most fascinating guests around. Could be figures from politics or sports, entertainment, you name it, and open phones as well. That's the Jim Bohannon Show, weeknights at 10 p.m. following the Bruce Williams Show.
And it's on 1150 WGBR, your number one source for news and information. You can hear what everybody's talking about on WGBR. We're back. It's Open Line Friday. We have about a minute. Want to get to Clayton. Cellular call from Ole in New York. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, Rush. I'll make it short and you can make it sweet. I need to know your favorite websites for conservative, truthful news.
I don't go to any conservative website on the web. I don't know of any conservative website. I really don't. I have no clue. My websites are every